would be to go out today with this beautiful sun. Wait a second, it's 50 degrees outside. It's still too cold to do that. Not with SunNest. SunNest is the very first solar cabin that harnesses the healing power of the sun to deliver physical and mental wellness. The cold is not just unpleasant. Millions of people every single winter suffer from mood decline, low energy. Half of us have vitamin D deficit, and 16 million of Americans have a form of depression called seasonal affective disorder. It's on wheels, so it can be repositioned anywhere. Warms the space to 100 degrees, even in the middle of the winter. Thanks to our smart system that analyzes the real-time UV ray and your skin type, it recommends you the right amount of time that your session should be. None of our competitors can deliver even half of what we can deliver. We can't replicate the full spectrum of the sun. While others sell machines to imitate nature, we sell safe access to nature in itself. We're talking about wellness center within a driving distance from New York City that has beautiful but underutilized outdoor spaces. We're looking at a $114 million market opportunity. We partner with a US manufacturer to produce each SunNest unit at $8,000, and we sell it for $15,000. We already tested SunNest with real people. They all confirm they have the same problem, and they're already spending thousands to find solution. We're starting with 3 pilots in 3 different locations. This will give us real data, feedback, and especially free marketing material. In year 2, we'll bring on sales representative. In year 3, we're gonna be present in industry, trade fair, and start the B2C. And this is us, is me, graduate student of marketing, and my father that has over 30 years of experience in construction and technical design. We run an agritourism, so we know exactly what our customer needs because we are our customer. We're asking $50,000 for the 3 pilot units. Thank you so much.
In terms of space, so in markets such as New York, where would these?
Will be properties in upstate New York, in PA. We're thinking about a rental program.
Whenever I use the word mentor or coach today, I'm referring to a person who is knowledgeable but also able to teach someone else a skill set. So I'm sure most of us want to build an online business, but we're struggling how to start. So we look online for coaches or mentors where we can learn from. But quite quickly, we run into the problem that we don't know if the person behind another screen is really able to teach me, if he's trustworthy, or maybe if it's just a scam. Our solution is by verifying the mentor and coaches. Therefore, students, we eliminate their trust issues and they can select and compare coaches with just a clear mind. And really important for coaches and mentors that they have expertise for multiple years. When it comes to students, we're focusing first on the DACH region, which is Germany, Austria, and Switzerland. So we have a frictionless user experience for them, but that means we generate revenue through the coaches. Whenever we match a student with a coach and get them on a meeting together, we charge $50 because we consider it a qualified lead. If this later on actually leads to a purchase, we take a commission of that as well. We only allow qualified and verified coaches. It's one-on-one mentoring, and it always comes with a community, which is really important for the learning progress. Plus, we have a standardized trust and transparency process. We're about at $90,000 revenue. We only have platform costs because we want to make creative internal marketing. With way more costs, we actually spend money on marketing. We just expand the platform bigger and faster. We reach out to coaches, we optimize their profiles, get them onboarded, do some tap routing to expand our network in the coaching industry. Then we do a beta launch, and later on we will do more optimization. Myself, I'm Philip. I'm a Master in Finance student here at Baruch College. I also play on the tennis team, and I'm a Treasury Operations intern at Marsh, who has the biggest insurance brokerage in the world. And my partner Leandro, who's in Germany, he is also studying marketing and working in sales. Now Sharks. Today we're asking for $100,000 to get customers. Thank you so much. This was Mentoria.
said that students would not pay, right?
Yeah.
But then they would pay once they like the mentor.
So yeah, if they can explore their coaches for free, right, frictionless. But if they actually decide, hey, I want to move on with this coach, then of course they need to pay that specific coach.
Is there like a subscription, or it's like per class you pay $50?
So the $50 is for the coach to pay us when we match a student with a coach in general.
There's a lot of people who are labeled as leaders but are not necessarily labeled as qualified by a lot of people. How do you measure the quality of the mentor or the coach?
There will be multiple steps, because just through like one, for example, will be their actual professional work experience, then their ability to teach another person, but also that we will speak to them in person. Their social media appearance will be important, that they don't promote any get-rich-quick scheme.
Like, how do you protect yourself basically from the get-rich scheme?
So that's where the verification process comes in. So we will do the verification ourselves, and it will have to go through multiple steps, which could vary depending on the industry they teach in.
I'm here to introduce Nooook. We are a company that's selling premium pet treats. The pet parents are tired of mystery ingredients for the pet treats, and as well as the boring design. And for the small retailers and influencers, some of them, they are locked out of making their own products because big factories usually require large MOQs. So first would be the pet parents that looking for premium pet treats. The second one will be the New York City boutiques that they would like to test and explore more possibilities and products to place in their store. The third one would be the pet creators that they already have a lot of fans. They would like to start their own business. They can easily place an order from our website, and we also provide wholesale and private label services with very flexible MOQs for both the MSC boutiques and the pet creators. While the big box brands that they usually don't offer flexible MOQs, they usually don't offer private label, Nooook provide all of them. The pet cookies at the high prices is usually when people go to your website, right? Everything is new to them. When they see like each package is like $11, they feel like, oh, it's expensive. But actually the small bag of free dries just cost $3. They will feel like, oh, it's a good deal. We start from D2C channel, which is our Shopify website, to build awareness. And then we are gonna scale it through the partnership with New York City retail stores. By using a consignment model, we expected to get a $450,000 revenue by year 3. Our CAC is near $0 because the store bring their own customers. We have achieved over 2,700 revenue in a single pop-up weekend, and we reaches over $8,000 sales in the holiday peak sales. It was in the Christmas season last year. So my major is computer science, and I'm gonna deal with all the tech things for our company. My co-founder, Xin Wang, she is major in animal nutrition, so she is gonna handle the formula and everything related to pet science. Dai Song, he's a major in design, so he's in charge of all the from our package design to the cookie design. If you're interested, please scan this QR code to check out more. Cover different kind of people.
So you go to different segments of the market, really, not just one segment.
Because everything is handmade, we get a high margin for it. But if you take a look at our free dries and air dry sheets and compare the price per gram with the price in actually our price is actually slightly lower.
Pharmachute is a payment software for pharmacies, changing how healthcare works. In the US alone, pharmacies are spending $12 billion on fees. Just looking at independent pharmacy is over $1 billion, using a flat 3% rate per transaction, having the patient directly connect to their bank account. Our go-to-market strategy is using trade shows and then finding these pharmacies, going in person, because the in-person connection, you can't really find that by doing a Zoom call or getting on a call with them. That's why we're going to go to trade shows and find what commonly POS system are using these pharmacies right now. So our business model is a flat 3%, and that involves our technology called Smart Refill, which allows us to fully find out when is the best optimal time to bill them for a refill. Some people's cards are declining or don't process, and And that could really hurt the pharmacy when it could just be updated by using Pharmachute. Our competitors are software companies that are not HIPAA compliant, meaning they can't or don't want to integrate into pharmacy at this time. So that's why we built the HIPAA compliant pay-by-payment software for these pharmacies to help them just save money. We have a exclusive distribution deal with the New York City chapter of Silverscreen, a national organization that has 3,500 pharmacies across 45 states in the United States. We're also HIPAA compliant with signing a BEA with Google Cloud. Asking for $250 for hiring a salesperson and then going to these trade shows is myself and Rohan, a data engineer, and Partiv and Nooook. There are two pharmacy owners in this field that help us make sure that we're making the right decision and know that this is a problem that actually needs fixing.
The users or like the people getting medication, like, can you go more in depth about that?
This is more for the pharmacy in a sense, and we're going to do prescription. The idea is we will have the pharmacy, there'll be a sort of authentication done because there still has to be some sort of gateway for someone getting a prescription.
What makes a payment platform HIPAA compliant versus a non-HIPAA compliant payment platform?
Just make sure that it's secure and people can trust their information, because we're holding this sensitive information because it's health records, and we're finding out if someone needs a prescription and having that in our system.
So you actually take on their EHR information or data?
Yeah.
And why 3%? Like, how does that work on the back end?
Because 2% is just connecting directly to their bank account and just removing the credit card fee that at the end of the day is on their tax return, which is called interchange.
One of the challenges is really integrating your app, basically, or your device to inside the workflow.
So it's more about compliance issues. Like later on we have to get stock to compliance because it's like more secure and figure out just getting into more of these POS systems.
Look, I'm sure we've all seen the influx of young adults being disengaged within society. I can tell you right now, it is very prevalent within campus social life. So how are we going to fix this? Well, by granting rewards for hard work. Through Nerds, students will build the connections that they need, which is both professionally and personally. The minute the student is engaging on campus, the student will implement this onto our platform, and in return, they will receive daily incentives. And these rewards are generated by campus engagements, which is through events, office hours joins, or clubs joins, or just simply getting good grades. Each of these would suffice to a point, and these points are milestones. It's showing campus engagement by the student. And each milestone will unlock any reward that they choose. So in results, this is actively making these students want to try harder. You have to have a good GPA. The problem with this though is that it's very easy to have your GPA fluctuate without having it rise. So we will offer a scholarship grant to the top 3 students at the end of each semester with the highest total points. Nerds allows student engagement by building networking skills. Businesses will flourish by gaining more customers, and not only that, but universities will gain higher enrollment rates and lower dropout rates. And 240,000 are undergraduate students in CUNY. It doesn't matter whether or not you are a commuter student or a dormant student. It only matters that you are a United States college student ages 18 to 23 who are actively lacking engagement both academically and socially.
Apps like Handshake and Student Beans, and we found that these apps lack a lot of things that the other apps make up for. So with Nerds, we will use what these apps lack and put it into one platform. This means with incentives, scholarship grants, or even customizing it to the university. It's a program within all 12 CUNY schools, and it helps students with any background or GPA have a college education. We will first have Nerds in the Queens College SEEK program, and then it will reach through all SEEK programs and then CUNY itself. Because in general, success at CUNY means success anywhere. And as a current college student myself, and as us too, we can all tell you, we don't want to pay for any app, let alone pay for textbooks, which are so expensive. And even the MTA was like $3 today. In a college student's head, that is expensive. So, to the point is that it's completely free for all college students. The way we generate our revenue is by an annual subscription fee that is charged to universities, and this can range from $100,000 to $500,000 or even more. It depends on the university size, and it would also be through secondary investors and advertisements. The way we use this revenue is by reinvesting it back into what Nerds offers.
And we were able to further verify this through a series of surveys that we conducted, and also just working very closely alongside the current Queens College SEEK director. We're able to launch our pilot within the next few weeks to a month, which will ultimately ensure our first customer. We're asking for $100,000. Those funds will help us kickstart our pre-launch and give our students the ultimate Nerds experience with adequate software and a good database. Once we integrate further into CUNYs and SUNYs, it allows Nerds to reach well into the multi-millions. Now, once we integrate broadly across America, the bigger brand universities, it allows Nerds to reach well into the multi-billions. But this is only us calculating subscription-based. Now, when you also add in other ad incentives and investments, we can make well over 3 times that amount. I'm Chloe Hawk.
And I'm Annika Hawk.
Each and every single one of us go to Queens College, and we actively work with students as tutors, mentors, and supplemental instructors. So we see the issue firsthand, and we understand how to fix it. So after all of this, would you guys want to be Nerds?
So how do you engage disengaged students?
Well, we've already done a lot of surveys, and the one thing that each and every single reply had in common is that they would try harder if there was some sort of incentive involved.
How are you going to convince the universities to invest this type of money?
Well, they already do. So we are currently working really closely with the SEEK director at our college, and we've had multiple conversations about this. And she brought to our attention that the universities already pay for so many different subscriptions. One that I can come to the top of my head is Blackboard.
My name is Jose Carlo, and
hi, my name is Martina Berga-Alcan, and we are Ajayu Technologies Corporation. The sales data exists, but the 3 main players in the agricultural sector aren't able to use this or provide access to credit. Farmers are trying to grab loans and aren't able to get this credit. Banks aren't able to use this data for their credit decisions, and exporters aren't able to access credit in favorable conditions. We automate a system that allows farmers and exporters to have access to this. So when a farmer is selling, a sale is recorded. And Ajayu is able to take this record, verify it, lock, and seal it so that banks can use it. And then they can do their banking credit decisions. We're going to be starting off with banks. Banks are going to be able to give out more loans, where exporters are now able to access this credit in favorable conditions, and your farmer can now access this credit. We have one country in the agricultural sector in Peru that values at $14.6 billion.
2 stages basically: testing and piloting. Testing in Peru under regulatory supervision.
You have our alternative lenders that are not feasible, credible, because they do not have the right way of receiving this information. We use both credibility and usability.
1 sale, 1 record, 1 container, $3 per container, $60,000 the annual licensing for institutions. In terms of growth, we calculate that we need to sell 12.5 thousand containers to be able to cover our monthly expenses of $28,000. We have a 3-year projection. We are a digital financial infrastructure. We are not an app. We are not a lender. We are for institutions only. Our traction, we have engaged Ernst & Young Peru to be the advisors for the application to the regulatory sandbox for testing. We have a prototype that is working, and patent protection up to in 152 countries.
I've also had sustainability programs in Brussels and interchangeable program in France based off of international management, which allowed me to also come in through the Ajayu business logic and operations delivery.
I have experience promoting exports from Peru internationally in the United States also, and developing programs for the United Nations in Bolivia, and over 15 years of experience in international development, and I built this system from the scratch.
And how do you protect yourself? How do you protect the company, especially since we know banks are the number one target for, this malicious individuals?
We have a whole safety framework that goes from data protection. We respect data sovereignty. We respect data legally. We respect data privacy. We are implementing mechanisms at the role level to prevent data to get lost. It's a very complete, full comprehensive safety and security framework.
Do you have any partners yet, both further down the line or grassroots, and also with banks? And have you spoken to banks? What did they say about this?
I've spoken to regulatory authorities in Peru, the Central Bank of Peru, Ministry of Commerce and Exports. We have talked to exporters of pomegranate. We have one exporter that we are discussing the pilot. We are working already with live data from the customs in Peru. It's official data. We are just ready to deploy.
Every student present in this room has felt the confusion of managing multiple apps just for college. We have built something to fix that. Hi, I am Anmol Minhas.
And I am Harshdeep Singh.
And we are the founders of Bluoprint. College is already hard enough, and on top of it, students juggle between 5 to 6 different apps just to stay on track. Assignments are in one place, notes are in another, and the class group chat are somewhere else entirely. None of these apps synchronize with each other. According to a study, 35% of students has considered quitting college, and out of those, 54% has blamed stress and not the coursework. Bluoprint is all-in-one platform designed specifically for college students. And at the center of all, we have Classmate AI, a student-specific AI where they can upload their calendar and it automatically creates their schedule. It converts their notes into flashcards and reminds them of every single deadline. We are targeting to first launch here at Baruch, which has approximately 20,000 students. From there, we'll expand to CUNY and SUNY, together comprising of 700,000 students. Our user segments are the undergrad students who are new to college and are overwhelmed with a lot of information. Second are the grad students who are balancing both their work and college.
Our initial go-to-market strategy is to target Baruch clubs and student organizations by partnerships and sponsorships. The clubs already have active students who will join Bluoprint, and then these students will become our word-of-mouth advocates, encouraging other students to join the platform. Our free plan gives you access to classes, notes, and the calendar. Our essential plan gets you started with Classmate AI. It takes your syllabus, fills your calendar, sends you a reminder, and you also get color-coded linkage across platform. And our Pro plan gives you full access to our AI agent, where it reads your notes, creates flashcards, sends you reminders, helps you with study, and you get priority support.
Notion helps with notes, Coursical helps with scheduling, GroupMe helps with chat, but none of them does all of this together.
Our cost of sale is $1 per user per month, which leaves us with a gross margin of 70%. Our financial projections show clear paths to profitability. In year 1, we will be investing more into growth than we generate as we focus on building and launching the platform. A lifetime value of our user is $60 to $100, and acquisition cost is $8 to $12, and we will recover that investment back in just 2 to 3 months. We did customer interviews with Baruch students. We formed our company, and we went through legal advice.
We asked the students how they're struggling, and many of them really felt overwhelmed by using Brightspace and then Outlook for emails. So they themselves said that they need something where they can, do everything. So they're already, I would say, convinced that they need one platform.
We tested price point.
We haven't tested the price point yet, but I can show you that our Essential and Pro plan have quite a lot of difference. Here, it just helps you with scheduling and your calendar, but our Pro plan helps you with study as well. A lot of these students have used ChatGPT. I've done my research, and they spend $20 to $25 every month for AI assistant on their education, but that AI assistant is not specifically for students. But here with our plan, it automatically reads their notes and helps them with every education stage that are in, and that way they'll be able to pay less money every month and still get the same value. So the idea is to collaborate with student organizations and clubs. We've already spoken to Indian Student Society. Remy will help us as well. And all these organizations, when they come on board, right, the events and campus update will come on the platform as well. So students will automatically join the platform who want to engage with students, but they're working almost every day and they're here only for classes. It's easy for them, and we can also get student organizations to watch for us that this app is something that you can get updates about everything. So that way we can get the students in it.
My name is Sylvia Britton. I am a co-founder, art director, and writer. We started this company because we noticed a big problem with Gen Z consuming a lot of media that lacks originality. It's just riddled with AI and just recycled IP.
So the solution we're proposing is original IP, authentic stories, complex story writing, and the two products that we're showing today is one, our comic book called A Lone Way from Home, sci-fi comic about an alternate universe, and our other project, which is anime called Crooked Grinders about skateboarding. This is our sci-fi comic about these two characters. They get sucked into an alternate universe. They're grad students at Stanford University, and their goal is to find their way from home. So what you're looking at is the prototype of the comic. It's going to be fully developed in color, and we're planning to have a part 1 16-page version, and then a part 2 16-page version, and then the third version is going to be a full 32 pages.
3 markets. We are looking at merchandising with figures and plushies and apparel. We're also looking at licensing and distribution at different companies like Tubi or Amazon Prime, and then we also are looking at maybe doing video game adaptations because there's a good big market there.
And we're also looking at advertising and sponsorship opportunities, so like skateboard companies. It's going to be primarily print comics. We're also going to do online if they're not able to access that. We already have a whole pre-order list of people with licensing and merchandise that could include apparel, so toys, collectibles, and licensing out the character rights for other video game development. And so the market size for anime is huge. We posted this video on Instagram. It got 11,000 views, hundreds of likes, and people are asking to audition for it.
We did a survey also asking people personally, what did you think about the pitch? So we have a bunch of really nice worded examples here, and people talk about what their opinions are.
And so the ask we're going for is a little over $400,000, but Japanese and US based. Production for the anime, 3 episodes, 15 minutes each, and then a comic book, 32 pages, 3 issues each at $70,000. Revenue is $2 million, net profits is $1.5 million, return on investment at $380,000. You would get a 10% equity in the company, and then you would get sales from licensing and merchandising. You'd all get a cut of that.
From already crowded market, and how do you let's just differentiate what specific niche are you trying to fill?
There's not a single anime that I've combed through the entire internet that's specifically about skateboarding, except for this one called Skate the Infinity. But there's nothing that takes place in New Jersey. It's always New York. So we want to give them a little highlights, this is Newark. So we added little details, there's a radio station. That's the skateboarding company, Crooked. There's a Puerto Rican flag, the Pan African flag is Argentina, that's messy. There's nothing I've ever seen in my life that's ever been that detailed about New York and New Jersey. So if we want to keep the rights, there's aggregator companies that we have it written down. I can't remember off the top of my head, but basically you would pay them and then it would be posted on a platform like Tubi or Amazon Prime. But if we sell the rights to it, then Netflix or Hulu or whoever, they would buy the rights. We may get a lot of money up front, or we could do a split deal where we keep 50%, they keep 50%. It's a split revenue. But there's different ways that we could do it.
So you said that you had pre-orders. How many? And what are your distribution channels going to be? I know you mentioned Amazon and Tubi, but do you have a specific plan for getting your comics out?
50 people, 50 so far.
In what amount of time? Is that
I would say within a month I was able to get 50 people to sign up. We have a partnership with, at the end of the 2 and the 5 train next to Brooklyn College, it's a comic book shop called Bulletproof Comics. Don't even go through a publisher, you can just sell it here. And they have a whole section for indie, and a few comic shops around the city. They have other deals like that, but currently the deal is with Bulletproof Comics.
Shelfly is an online platform that allows small business owners to list their shelf space, and entrepreneurs who have a physical product is able to log into our platform and book shelf space for their product. We're looking to solve a 2-sided problem.
On one hand, we feel that small retailers are leaving money on the table by having underutilized shelf space. And on the other hand, we have so many creatives who have, small businesses, but they have nowhere to put their product. We have created a two-sided solution where we can bring the retailers and the product makers together on one platform. So we're looking to launch here in New York. We're looking to target 1,000 shelf space by the end of this year. And if we're able to consistently book 30% of those shelf space, we can make a monthly revenue of about $62,000. We're targeting the neighborhood staples, the mom and pops, the boutique keepers. We're targeting the mini mart owners. We're targeting the entrepreneurs who are making the candles, who are making the teas, the potters, the painters. We're looking to bring those people together. On one side, there's the pop-up shops, there's the farmers market. Our entrepreneurs are always free to open their own brick and mortar store. There's websites such as Fair or Arrange Me that allows you to pay a heavy subscription price to have your product listed. However, no guarantees that it'll be picked up to be in the store. If you safely want to scale to 100 items, we have no subscription fee, there is no long-term commitment, and you're able to be flexible as to when you need the shelves or when you do not. We're looking to immediately list 100 stores, and we're looking to have our first 200 booking. We're actually going to be going to the Javits Center to secure entrepreneurs that are looking for active shelf space. We earn 10% off of each booking, and this is paid at the time that the entrepreneur placed the order. We do not have any physical product of our own. So we are looking to break even in 2027 once our website is fully launched. Trademark is pending. We have started market research at over 200 businesses that can use our service. Our MVP is developed. Now, our team is made up of myself, Shanice Jones. I've spent the last 18 years in the property management industry, and I also have experience in the fashion and trucking industry. Our co-founder, Jesse Novert, he has 25 years in the consulting industry.
Do you have the man/woman power to actually to go door to door?
One, we're doing store knocking because I believe going in person makes a difference. And two, I've connected with the SBDC, I've connected with our senator, I've connected with the councilwomen, all the neighborhood companies that already know these store owners and they already know and trust them, and pitch Shelfly and let them know how Shelfly can help the neighborhood. I'm from Southeast Queens and I'm seeing a lot of mom and pop go down. So my goal is to provide them with an additional stream of income so that their doors can be kept open.
We need to have both to participate, actually make it a vibrant marketplace.
Correct.
Have you thought about that?
Yes, we understand that the shelf space is the most important item to have. So while we're speaking to the business owners about their shelf space, we're asking them, what is it that you need? Now on our website, you can choose the type of store that you have, whether it's clothing, whether it's food, etc. And we're looking to recruit those entrepreneurs to match them with the store. One thing that Shelfly is looking to do is not just have the stores market the entrepreneur and the entrepreneur market the store, but we're looking to market both.
Is there any cap in terms of how long you can?
So a store can decide. They can say, I want to try a new product every week, because every week I'll have a new entrepreneur marketing in my store and I'll have a new set of customers walking in my door. And then there's other stores that says, I'm not going to do them nothing less than 30 days because I just can't keep removing items.
You can do it for a year.
You can do it for as long as you want, as short as you want. You would select that on the calendar.
Hello investors, I'm Anton, I'm representing EatSwipe today, and we're building an app to connect restaurants with hungry college students. Peter's Bakery is trying to attract more college students to get more revenue, right? And Peter finds out that 94% of college students are more likely to try a new restaurant if it offers student discounts. Peter puts up a huge sign outside of his bakery on 27th Street that says 10% off for Baruch students. But he doesn't see any huge spike in customers. Why? Because these discounts are not online. In this image, this is Peter's Bakery after all of the crowds of hungry college students. So we're at EatSwipe. We're developing a mobile search app for student food discounts where hungry college students, just like us, can see all of the discounts that are available to them in their area. And we're also giving restaurant owners like Peter access to data about students' food preferences, their spending habits, as well as data about competition. We've already submitted our app for launch to Play Stores. We have a wait list of more than 50 student signatures, and we've interviewed more than 20 restaurants in Manhattan. Our ideal customer is Peter, an NYC takeout restaurant, quick service, QSR, that's located near a college campus and is running advertising to attract more students. We have delivery apps that are focused on food, such as Grubhub and DoorDash, but they often charge restaurants exorbitant fees. We are going to be starting off right here at Baruch. As Baruch students, we're going to be tabling on campus in the plaza. And once we get enough tabling in terms of waitlist signatures and customers, we're going to be collaborating with different clubs on campus. We're also going to be running a huge social media campaign on both Instagram and TikTok. Also, we're going to be doing in-person outreach to different restaurants such as BizBass and Lavera Pizza.
We're expecting to earn our revenue from two primary streams, traditional search ads, and the second one would be our main driver of growth, our physical impressions. A physical impression happens when, say, I use the EatSwipe app and I actually go to Peter's restaurant, right? Go to his bakery and make an order. And only then does Peter get charged a 3% fee for the work that we actually did. And our 3% take rate would be $42 for the work that we do. We're gonna start penetrating towards the rest of the CUNY system and other schools around the city by 2028. Ever since we won second place at NVA2, we've been working on completing this product and bringing it to life. If you're a hungry student, or if you're a restaurant that wants to attract that hungry student, I'd like to invite you to join our waitlist here by the QR code. Thank you for your time here today, and bon appetit.
Oh, I loved how my bakery looked at the end of it. My question is, why would I pay $25 for an ad when I can pay $25 for a Google search ad and reach 10 times that number of users? Have you spoken to other bakery owners and asked them if they're willing to do this?
Those are sort of estimates at the moment. But in terms of why a restaurant would choose us over Google Maps, it's because EatSwipe has a very high intent audience. On Google Maps, people can be searching for food, but the only reason why someone would be using EatSwipe is because they're a hungry college student and they're looking for food in this moment.
Usually hungry college students are also poor. So I'm not sure if it's likely that they'll pay $10 every day. Have you looked at other scenarios where that, it's going to be much smaller?
Oh yeah, of course. So I just do $10 because it's like New York City base rate, right? And I've looked at restaurants around here. The place I usually go to has like really good noodles for $12. And like I'm satisfied because it's actually good food. But I think $10 is a pretty good baseline, but of course we're still looking into like more data in order to kind of suss out what the actual number would be.
They're not, I would say, a very stable, source of income. Did you look at other potential customers?
I originally hopped on this idea with Anton. Mm-hmm. Anton was like the originator here. And I hopped on it because I saw the potential for it to expand not only, within the student space, but across like all these different demographics, like senior citizens, like veterans, right? And the things that we're starting with students, because students are at some point they're gonna stop being students, right? If we build that goodwill with the student now, in the future when they become part of society, we're gonna follow them all that way.
Yeah, so I was an entrepreneur since I was 17, your guys' age, so I'm going to give 3 teams $1,000 each and the rest of them $100 for the grant. So.
And the $1,000 to 3 teams, so the 3 teams that were part of your mentoring group.
Yeah.
So who are those teams?
So EatSwipe, Pharmachute, and Silverscreen.
Okay, come on up here.
There are top 3. I'm just going to say who came in 3rd place with fan favorite. That was EatSwipe with $35,694 in investment. So people like your stuff. 2nd place was Ajayu with $37,338. And fan favorite team was Shelfly with $38,970.
So coming in 3rd is Bluoprint. Good job. This is some ed tech here, right? Yeah. Nice job. Really good. Nice job. Congratulations. Good job. Good job. Nice job. All right. And then coming in second is Shelfly.
Thank you.
All right, and then the first place team is Nooook. Nooook. What's your problem?